Hey, good day, good day, good day, good day. Thank you for joining me. Just in case you join me for the very first time, I am your host, the real Bryant Glaze Gibbs. Hit the like button, subscribe, share, support. I was once the problem. Now what I'm seeking to do, my platform, my ministry is how do I right my wrong? How do I utilize my past transgression to get these young kids to understand there's no shortcut in life? Only thing come fast is trouble, easy to get into, hard to get out. Crime doesn't pay. Listen, get your signed copy of the Beyond Lucky book, A True Story of Crack Money, Murder, and Redemption by emailing me at Bryant, Brian, Gibbs 1201 at yahoo.com. If you order your signed copy, I'll throw in Straight from the Street Volume 1 and Straight from the Street Volume 2 for free. Hey, today what I'm going to talk about is Maino. I am not a big fan of Maino. But once again, like I said right now, here it is, him and Angela Lee. They was on the show and they talking. And Maino is speaking about the Troy Avenue Taxstone situation. And even right now, like I told you, here it is. I have to give prop when prop is due. Because once again, Maino is, like I told you, I'm not a big fan of his. Right now but when a person's being real and being straightforward, guess what? You have no other choice but to respect the truth. And to me right now, he's not capping, he's not BSing. He was there at the Irving Plaza in 2016, like he say, him and the guy Uncle Murder was in, I guess, the dressing room when all this commotion took place. And like he say, as far as right now is, Taxstone was basically there minding his own business, chilling, not being aggressive, not right now was like looking for trouble. His say right now is it was Troy Avenue. Based upon, I guess, right now, because he feel he got his bodyguard. Right now, no, not Kevin Costner, like Whitney Houston, Kevin Costner, the bodyguard. Troy Avenue feel his partner, Banger, is his bodyguard. And right now is, if you listen to some of the words that came out of Troy Avenue mouth, he kind of nodded that Banger, get him. Take care of my problem. And people, sometimes you don't even understand. In order, I'm saying, to tangle, in order to, like I said, when people talk about they're going to come after you or whatever, you're going to come after me. What you expect me to do? In order to get ASS, you got to bring ASS. In order to get somebody, you got to be ready. You trying to kill somebody, you got to be ready to die. So once again, they thinking this man wasn't prepared. But once again, he gave get him. Take care of him. Take care of my light work. Take care of my problem. And like I said, according to Maino, they got the bad end of the deal. But being that they got the bad end of the deal, they try to flip the script and change the narrative and act like Taxstone was the troublemaker and he brought it upon himself, but it was just the opposite. Taxstone basically was defending, standing his ground. And a lot of times people don't like that. But once again, what is right is right. What is wrong is wrong. So once again, like I say, what he's saying is Troy Avenue was wrong. And a lot of times people do not want to hear that because, once again, we wasn't there. This man was there. So basically right now, technicality, he was an eyewitness. So right now is, listen to him.
This whole situation, right. Taxstone versus Troy Ave. Taxstone has been found guilty of shooting and killing Troy Ave's bodyguard, Banger. And that was during a T.I. concert in 2016 at Irving Plaza. You were there that night,
I was there. It happened in the dressing room that I was occupying with me and Uncle Murder. We was performing that night, or we was set to perform that night. My only issue with that is that I just don't agree with the narrative that's been put out there as if, Taxstone was there to try to look for a problem. Taxstone was actually there. That man was there chilling, right? That man was there, chilling, enjoying the moment. And, these other dudes came in there looking for a problem. These other dudes came in there with that energy, looking to try to have a moment, and the moment just didn't go their way. So, I mean, I just have in disagreement with the whole narrative of becoming a victim after you tried to be an aggressor.
All right. Well, the one thing for Taxstone is that it was not first-degree murder.
Right.
That he ended up getting charged with.
Shout out to Taxstone, man.
It was manslaughter, right?
Right.
So, yeah, and I think Troy Ave is, very happy about this whole situation.
Right. Have you spoke to Taxstone, or you have been in contact with him at all?
Throughout the time, somewhat, yeah, definitely. But I mean, my whole thing is this though, like how you out here celebrating, just getting on the stand after you tried to create a situation that, that just didn't go your way, right? So and then here's another narrative that people, I see people out here trying to hang on to. That man was never accused of murder of his friend. Right, so he was never arrested for the murder of his own friend. Mm-hmm. They was never putting the murder of his friend on him.
It was for firing the gun in there that other people were injured.
And the guns that he got caught with. So he worked out a deal with the prosecutor to get less time for those guns that he got caught with. You understand? So that was his motivation to get on the stand and testify against Taxstone.
All right. Well, I mean, and clearly the two of them had already had issues before that. So
right. I mean, so that was the motivation.
I see a lot of back and forth of people on social media like, well, why wouldn't he testify against somebody that he's not friends with?
Cool. Right. But say the whole truth, right? Don't make it seem like that man was there to try to assassinate you when that's not the truth. The truth of the matter is you actually came there on that time. You walked in there in that room and tried to create the situation that left you a victor. You thought that maybe you was going to get you a world star moment.
Now, do we know how much time that, because he hasn't been sentenced yet,
right,
that Taxstone is actually going to be facing?
Yeah.
We don't know that yet.
Nah, we're not going to know that until they actually sentence him.
All right, well, that is your Yeetie.
Hey, sit back and think about it. Look at that, right? Look at that whole situation or whatever. And look, and to me, like I told you, shout out to Maino. Like I told you, I am not a big fan, but once again, right now is guess what? You got to respect the truth. And like he was there. A lot of people got their 2 cents in it that wasn't there. I wasn't there. You wasn't there. But this man say he was there. And he had front row seat seeing how everything played out. And as he's saying, guess what? Troy Avenue wasn't a victim. Right now is guess what? He came in it with that, okay, it's on and cracking. He came in there with that destroy and destruct, that, that killer Manzu mentality. But once again, he caught a bad one. His bodyguard died. He got hit up. He caught a bad one. But once again, he trying to flip the narrative to get people to act like he's the victim when he's not, man. Hey, listen, folks, be aware of your surroundings. Watch where you're going. And the bottom line is right now, if you know you're going to a vineyard and there might be some type of violence, it might be some type of, self-destruction, or it might be problem, guess what? You don't need to go. Hey, hit the like button, subscribe, share, support. One love.